Прошу.
Доброго дня. Ми вітаємо усіх тих, хто приєднався до останнього суперфіналу відбору до національної збірної України з проєктних технологій для участі в світовому фіналі INFOMATRIX 2025. Спасибі всім, хто робив проекти, хто їх судить, і нам треба красиво завершити те, над чим ми працювали з вами, я так вважаю, весь рік. У нас починається суддівство апаратки, я так бачу всі судді на місці, я бачу учасників, тому швидко нагадую правила. 12 хвилин. Бажано, щоб 7 хвилин це була ваша презентація, як ми казали, в вашому вигляді. Як ви це бачите, якщо ви не скинули ще свій постер і презентацію в гілку в групі Телеграмі, то я вам бажаю це зробити, бо судді паралельно дивляться таку ж гілку, в яку я все перекладаю вже в суддівську групу. І так, у нас починається апаратка. Першим буде мій тьоска, як я розумію, Олег Віталійович Хримович, правильно? Ви на зв'язку?
Так, я на зв'язку.
Так, окей, ще важливий момент. Куратор збірної, взагалі, і куратор напрямку пані Булигіна, виходячи з того, що ми все встигли в житті, крім дуже гарного знання англійської мови, для швидкості і важливості розуміння деяких речей, маємо право задавати питання українською мовою. Ваша відповідь, бажано мені як хочете, пані Булигіні я все ж таки рекомендував би відповідати українською. Не все ми ще можемо так, як ви. І так, Олег Віталійович, ви перший. Починаємо. Олег Хримович отримує права презентера. 12 хвилин ваші. Давайте.
Okay, greetings. This is my project, Minimal Private Server, created. Oh, stop! That's the Ukrainian version. Wait a sec.
Now we don't see your presentation now. You find your presentation?
I have my presentation. It's just loading. See?
No.
Well, I mean, it's converting currently. Okay, third page out of 15 out of 16. Okay, now it's gonna be on.
Okay, all right.
It's still Ukrainian version. Oh, it's now, yeah,
It is-
it's now new version, right?
Yeah, that's not Ukrainian version. Okay, my project library minimal private server is a risk-based design created both for deploying securely your services and storing your keys and other vulnerable data onto another partition. Steps. My first problem was that there is a lack of long-lasting private security servers, which could be bought straight out of the box, which would be working. So I've decided to develop a dual-purpose risk-based server and deploy my own security layers onto it. So my biggest tasks were establishment of the hardware part and then creating the software part. here is the image of the hardware of the server. If you can see it, I could show it on my camera. And with the software part is mostly GNU Privacy Guard. Key features. My main features are the processor, which is a RISC-based design with tensor cores, which could be even maybe manufactured in Ukraine in the future, because it's a free architecture, and the power supply. Because the processor draws just a small current, it can last up to 5 to 7 hours during the work, and up to 10 hours when it's not used that much. Okay, this is the base plate. You can see these 4 cores are the tensor cores. This is one of the biggest features, which we'll talk about a bit later. Software. It uses Devuan Linux. Devuan is the same as Debian, so everything is similar to what you're used to, but it has another in its system, because it's smaller than systemd, and each byte of memory is really costly on this kind of servers. And libmps runner, an application developed to quickly enroll into creation of your into deployment of this server applications such as IRC. Procedures. To boot up, you need to turn it on and pass the biometric authentication. To access data on a secured partition, you mount the partition. It's BTRFS, so it makes snapshots of it automatically. It then connect the thumb drive with PGP key and decrypt the data with GNU Privacy Guard with the key on the thumb drive. About software, what services and protocols it currently supports and deploys. Llama, Meta's AI, Sharky, which is a fork of Miski, it's a Fediverse-based social network. XMPP with OMEMO encryption, and IRC. Okay, steps which ensure security. Fingerprint scanner, password, then thumb drive key to ensure that that's you who's trying to mount the encrypted partition. And then also I'm trying currently to add the Shamir secret sharing via the work in progress app, so the key would be separated in between multiple places, so phone and the key, physical key. Advantages. Free and open platform, so you do what you want. Energy efficiency and scalability. It can work without network, because as you have seen on the base plate, it has a SIM reader, so of course it can even have its own network. And security. It can store keys and other vulnerable data, because it ciphers everything via AES. Okay, what are the possible usages? Personal usage, because everybody needs to sometimes deploy some test thingy. Educational, for training and research, and for business, to enhance security of the workspace and inner processes. There is not really many analogs, so I'm just gonna compare it with other types of deployment. A personal ARM-based server, which is Raspberry Pi 5, and via VPS. Is powered 24/7? Yes, VPSs are, but Raspberry Pi, you need to think of it, because it's not a way to do it out of the box. Energy efficient? Yes, it is. VPSs are not actually energy efficient, though we don't really think about it most of the time, but they really pollute the environment because they use a lot of electricity. And Raspberry Pi, well, it's not that bad, but it's not that good. And whether it's physically encrypted, none of those are, because you can't even deploy your own operating system on most virtual private servers. Okay, about the future. I'm gonna extend the functionality, adding matrix org in Polaris, also quick deployment of Gemini-based protocol websites. Then I'm gonna deploy a mostly new application based on LibreMPS Runner. Well, let's address the big elephant in the room. There is a big problem with SSH. It's old and it's not that secure. You need to build security around it. I want to enhance the security further, and so I'm gonna create my own app which would allow you to connect to the server without really connecting to it, just giving it the tasks, some tasks to do. More simplistic. Then implementation of mobile app, as I said previously, adding FIDO as two-factor authentication, adding zero knowledge proof to all this thingy, and also switching from AAS to Twofish, because Twofish is just better. Then I want to improve the scalability. That's mostly a hardware problem, because currently it's not in the most product shape. Though in future I want to bring it into the more global manufacturing. Therefore, this prototype is gonna change to be more scalable on the hardware level. Also, more new features, such as making it a physical blockchain wallet, or automated signature and cryptography manager. Results: the server for long-lasting storage of keys was established, and secure enough space was created. Thanks for your attention. This is a QR code with documentation. I hope you liked my presentation, and and I'm ready to hear your questions.
Thank you, it's good job, but timeline not... Ви не витримали, вибачте, таймлайн. Це погано. Інші учасники, будь ласка, дивіться на кількість хвилин, які ви займаєте зараз в суперфіналі.
Пане Олег,
Колеги,
але ж ми дали йому, але ж ми почали трішки пізніше, ніж 00, ні?
Окей.
Так, ми почали 15:03.
Чи є питання до...
May I ask a question to
Of
Oleg?
course.
Of course. Since your project is power supply sensitive, how do you think that saving energy can be achieved using your method or
So first, this processor is quite energy efficient. I need to tell you that. So it draws like a little current. So this is the first reason why it's energy efficient. Yeah, I get it. It might sound counterintuitive to have built-in batteries, but that really helps during blackouts and other situations when you have problems with electricity.
Thank you. And the next one. I saw many good features of your job, and my question is, what is the main positive feature from the listed ones by you? What is the main positive feature?
The main positive feature that it's free as freedom. You can create the same thing I've created right at your house, if you have a 3D printer, of course. But I guess it's not really the biggest problem. And that's it. You'll have your own Liber MPS. That's probably one of the biggest features.
Mhm.
Uh,
Well, I see. Thanks.
Okay, I
Окей.
also want to ask a question. May I?
of course.
Okay, so could you please explain the process of development of such system? Because for me, it looks like a lot of things that you described just come out of the box with SpaceMeet K1. So I'm really interested in the high-level description of the process of implementation and development of your project.
So mostly I've been working on software part of it, because yes, features as energy efficiency sure do come with the processor, though other parts do not. First, I've started making everything from basically choosing the components, ordering the components, etc., etc. Then when they have arrived and I've created the basis for, well, basically the blueprint of the future server, I've assembled it and started working onto the code part. Which is creating of libmps runner, creation of dual of those two partitions, where one is automatically encrypted and it also automatically takes snapshots. Then I've added a fingerprint sensor onto it, so now it's only unlocked by your fingerprint. So that's kind of it. That's how it was step by step developed.
Okay, thank you. And you mentioned tensor cores. As far as I know, they don't come by default in SpaceMeet K1, or am I wrong?
No, they do come by default.
Okay, so you did like an accent on them. Why?
Yeah, because
Could you please explain?
nowadays many of us want to use AIs, but that's kind of unethical. So I'm producing it as a way to run your AIs on your own machine with low response time and such things, because that's mostly nowadays we can't really run them. Such services as many services just nowadays, they collect your data. This and when you self-host it won't. Therefore, I've just said it as that as the fact that you can run many stuff over the on this thingy via without much problems and with having good whilst having good performance.
Okay, thank you.
Олег, можна запитання? Такий коротенький бліц на 3 питання. Можете так одразу відповідати, добре?
Добре.
Уявіть собі, що ви виїжджаєте зараз на міжнародний конкурс. Я розумію, що представляти проект треба так, щоб його захотіли забрати, купити. $300, я пам'ятаю, що це те, що треба, щоб його зібрати, так? Поправте, якщо ні.
Так.
Скільки треба вивести вагою всього, щоб це приєднати і показати?
Вагою всього лише він важить трошечки більше 2 кілограмів.
2 кілограми, плюс ноутбучок, так?
Ну, ноутбук, в принципі, або ноутбук, або телефон, щоб до нього можна було під'єднатись. Так
Мгм.
як я вже працюю над новою трошечки розробкою, якраз таки над мобільною аплікухою,
Окей,
щоб можна
зрозуміло.
було під'єднуватись до нього з
А,
телефону.
Привезли, поставили, встановили, показали, і над головою висить плакат. Ну, звісно, не такий, інший плакат. Давайте 3 слова на плакаті, щоб люди захотіли прийти і спитати у вас, на що мені це? Або як це зробити? Що буде на плакаті, щоб це зацікавило людей?
Self-hosted, тобто запущено
Слово
у вас
хостинг не зацікавлює хостинг, взагалі не зацікавлює, незрозуміло. Сформулюйте так, щоб люди зупинились біля цього стенду.
просто базово у мене є 3 слова: Liber, Minimalistic, Private. Це описує
А,
всю філософію цього пристрою. Він вільний, мінімалістичний, тільки те, що потрібно, без жодного зайвого, і приватний, тобто безпечний та сек'юрний.
Непогано. Ще що-небудь одне. Як ви думаєте, що не вистачає пересічній людині, щоб цим почати займатися практично або зацікавитись? Вам вчора на мані задавали ці питання, до речі, якщо ви звернули увагу.
Щоб
Там
зацікавити
дівчата
звичайні
питали, так.
Е, до мене це зацікавило тоді, коли я почав цікавитися
Ні, не
запуском
розумію, що це може
продуктів
зацікавити
відомо.
Інших, Олег, інших.
Інших людей. Я підозрюю те, що зацікавить подібне. Те, що багато продуктів відсилають вашу дату, багато продуктів збирають вашу дату, і це не дуже приємно.
Так, вчора там були хороші питання, вам дівчата питали, я це зможу зробити як? Їм треба інструкція, їм треба ціна, і їм треба скільки часу на налаштування. Оце має бути на постері, щоб зацікавити людей. Добре?
Добре.
Ну, орієнтуйтесь, будь ласка. Друзі, мабуть, це питання до всіх. Ви розказуєте про свої проекти, але орієнтуйтесь, будь ласка, на ту фокус-групу, на тих людей, яким це потрібно, не на себе. От таким чином. Дякую.
Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Am I right that you're using Banana PI as a base platform for your project?
Yeah, that's Banana Pie base plate, though I'll change it to my own, well, basically the same but my own. It makes currently no difference because the only thing I'm interested in is the processor it's running.
Okay, so can you turn back to the slide with comparison with private servers and Raspberry Pi?
Of course.
Yeah, you're comparing your project with RPI 5, but isn't it would be more correct to compare RPI 5 with Banana PI separately? Because your project is way more than just a base plate, and Raspberry is just a base plate.
Well, I've talked about popular things which are on the market, which usually people think of when they are searching on their on the online for their home server. They either go into and buy themselves a Raspberry Pi, or they start renting a VPS. There is not so many geeks which go deeper and find them for themselves other different things such as Banana PI and how it's other firms which do that.
I'm asking it because I think that your comparison is incorrect, because you're saying that Raspberry Pi isn't physically encrypted, but it cannot be physically encrypted since Raspberry Pi itself doesn't have a storage, and your project have. You can connect to Raspberry or encrypted or disencrypted storage. So it's not a trait of Raspberry, it's a trait of the storage.
I'm saying about like out of the box experience. Therefore, yeah, I get it why you see it as not really not good. So therefore, I'll change it in the future. Though I hope you understood what I meant when I was writing it.
Okay, and another question. In the video materials that you sent, you claimed that your project is extensionable with clusterization. Can you show it, or you have only one example unit of your project and you can't show
I
clusterization?
currently have only one unit of my project. Sorry, I didn't
Okay.
have time to assemble any others.
Okay, and the last question. What is exactly wrong, in your opinion, with SSH?
Well, it's allowing too much for the user. It's old. That's probably the first problem. It's many things about it are just not really good. Though I get it's not bad, but in my opinion, an application which runs a little bit higher up, not that low, and gives you less opportunities of just mixing everything up, would be because it's at the first. Firstly, that's a consumer grade product, not a developer grade, mostly.
Well, but allowing is too much isn't a trait of SSH. It's a trait of the shell which would be run after SSH connection. But which protocol do you use to connect to your server?
Well, currently that's just plain TCP, though in future I want to change the protocol.
Well, maybe I'm incorrect, but I saw that you have like a virtual desktop connection to your server with transferring like with remote control and connection with a
Yeah,
desktop-like
we just
experience.
yeah, that was just plain VNC.
So SSH is allowing too much and VNC doesn't.
No, VNC is not good either. It's just temporary decisions which I'm allowing the user, though in future they will be cut a lot.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Ще раз нагадую всім учасникам: 7 хвилин на доповідь, 5 хвилин на питання. До речі, дуже гарний був зараз кейс, що значить не підготовлено всі нюанси проєкту, заставляють задавати багато питань. Але все рівно ми будемо задавати. І так, наступний проєкт ми чекаємо нарешті. Сепарата протезіс, Романів Анастасія, ви тут?
Так, я тут. Тільки підкажіть, будь ласка, як мені поширити екран, бо не бачу.
Для цього було спеціальне тестове. Зараз Олексій Петрович вам
Вам
скаже.
мають зараз надати доступ в
Вам
першу
дадуть
чергу.
зараз.
Дякую.
Після
Пане
цього.
адмін, надайте.
Поїхали. Вибачайте, тепер я дивлюсь спочатку запису, і після 7,5 хвилин я зупиняю учасника. Інакше ми закінчимо в ранку.
Поки завантажується презентація, я хочу ще одне зробити таке невеличке доповнення. Шановні члени журі, якщо у вас є питання, задавайте питання. От ця кнопочка «Підняти руку», ну не треба її зловживати, ви не учні, не студенти, ви маєте право задавати питання, тому не треба її натискати. Просто є питання, ставте
Добре,
питання.
зрозуміло.
Дякую. Так, ну що у нас з завантаженням презентації? Пані Анастасія, ви нас чуєте?
Так, я вас чую. Чи можу я бути наступною, чи зачекаємо ще одну хвилинку?
Завантажуйте презентацію.
Так, добре.
Ірина Левінська вже готується, як тільки отримає після доступ, зразу вже має бути готово.
Зараз він завантажується.
Презентація у PDF форматі?
Так.
Добре, це добре.
Ну, пише, що наразі буде завантажено. Мені просто доступ надали, тільки що. Тому завантажується.
Доповідач може бути тільки один, тобто поки перший не завершив, я не можу
Так,
надати
розумію.
доступ другому. Тут доповідач тільки один.
Так, добре. Бачите?
Супер, бачимо. Прошу.
Super. Good afternoon. My name is Anastasia Romanev, and the title of my project is Startup Processes. To have problem. The problem is not only physical limitation, but also difficulties in everyday life. Today, 15% of the world's population has some kind of disability. The difficulty lies in the fact existing bionic processes. Bionic processes have serious shortcomings in control and adaptation to real-world conditions. Today, all masses of processes have significant drawbacks that make them unstable and unreliable. Implement the process model or forward. Side button pressed with the chin adjusted the place from which hoop or the movements of the middle buttons of the upper and lower rows were programmatically paralleled, and pressing one of them with the forward or chin triggered the following procedure. The robot lowered the spoon or fork into or picked the food, lifted it to the feeding line, and fed it directly into the human mouth. A new command. Controlling. Each press of middle buttons resulted in a single feeding procedure, so the person could set pressing the shifted the point of scooping or stabbing food within a small range. Pressing the buttons is effortless for people with disabilities. 3 key characteristics. Innovation. The prosthesis is fixed on a person, not on a person, but on objects. This makes it comfortable and effective. Functionality. The robot feeder allows the person to eat independently. It's controlled by simple button press. Accessibility. Sparta prosthesis is cheaper than bionic prosthesis. It is easy to manufacture and adopt. Conclusion. Sparta prosthesis opens up new opportunities for people with disabilities, providing them with greater autonomy and stability in their daily activities. My projects prove that prostheses do not have to be wearable. They can be adapted to the place where the necessary action is performed. Choosing the approach to the entire process. So, and I just have a question. I also wanted to show a video. I also download it here. Yep.
You can share your screen and show the video. Sharing screen button is in the center of the screen, right from webcam button.
Okay, can 1 minute. Now you can see the screen.
Yes.
Okay, super. 1 minute. I will show from the very beginning how the robot is working. Now you can see the action when I pressed the button with my fork, and robot start working and give food right to the mouse. I can take it, and then robots come back to the final position. And after another pressing of buttons, robot started working again. And here you also can see like side buttons. With them, I can control how, like, maybe I want to take food from another place or deeply at the and I can control these actions with the side buttons. So thank you for your attention, and I'm ready to answer at your questions.
Thank you.
Anastasia.
Questions, please.
Anastasia, once more question. What can you say about analogous hardware to your project, analogous? And what can you say about software part of your project?
Okay, thank you for your question. Well, about analogous, there is no such processes like mine, because there you can saw sometimes in social media when like robot hand is feeding a person, but it's like it's another innovation. It's just a manipulator whom give a spoon or fork, and it's a person. But this manipulator don't have such program. Yep, it's. This manipulator is like program for another there, because mine it's exactly prosthesis, and it's safety for people with disabilities, because we don't know how will be this manipulator, just manipulator of hand, not a prosthesis, behave with spoon, with fork, with action of feeding person. Yeah, because we understand that prosthesis, it's not prosthesis for healthy people, it's with people with disabilities. Yep.
Thanks.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I have a question. You claimed that your project improves autonomy of disabled people, but in example, if I'm a disabled person and I want to go to the restaurant, how I can bring your project with me? Isn't it too hard? How much it weight, for example?
Like my project weight, for example, near 1 kilos, no more, I think less 1 kilos, but it's not like ready prototypes that I want to sell. Like this is like, it's not a ready product what we will sell. Yep. If we are talking about startup. But if it's not will be very heavy, because we understand that it must be flexible, and even as you say that you want to go to a restaurant, for example, it can be at your vehicle chair, this processes, and it will be easy to use it.
Okay, and will it be compatible with different types of plates? Because like in the restaurant, I can't bring my own plate.
Yeah, of course, it's not depend of a plate. Just like you can see in my videos that I put just a random plate, so you can put another plate if
you have put I think you have put a bowl, and a bowl is not a plate for like
yeah, I put a bowl because
you demonstrated only one type of tableware.
I just demonstrated it, but you can put, for example, fork and put not a bowl, but put a plate. It's easy in this in this prototype.
But will it move a fork in such way that it will bring food to the mouth? Or it will move
It will have
fork as
another
same
program.
way as it does with spoon?
Like it can be like with spoon, but I think more comfortable will be with fork. If for fork will be another program, and as I already said, there is a side buttons, and with this side, if not program for fork, yeah, side buttons, and with them you can press it and you want to take this food. And if it will be fork, you will like make the suitable for fork.
Okay, and if I have on my plate there are a few pieces of food which have to be bring to my mouth with a fork, how does your autonomic arm will move it in a way so it will bring all the food pieces to my mouth?
As I understand,
Or
there
I
is
have
there is
or
a
I have
small
to.
piece of-
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Continue.
like as I understand, on a we have a lot of food, yep, and you want to take this all small food. So if yep, so you can make it with these side buttons. They are programmed like you want. You will like cross the way where you want to take these pieces. If you want to take all these pieces, you can firstly to take it together and then all this food take and one fork and then eat. Like it's controlled by side buttons, but like central buttons is programmed just for one action, which are more suitable for feeding. But if you want to correct this procedure, you can use side buttons. There was
Okay,
a
so
slide
all this.
I can find where you can saw, or like here, for example, you can saw these buttons.
Yeah, there are only 4 side buttons or 6. Am I right? There are 6 side buttons.
Yep.
Or only 4.
No,
okay.
no.
So
Like no. Like the upper two, there, which are the upper two by the side. They are programmatically parallel that you can use not just chin, but also forward.
okay, so all this is possible with side buttons.
Yep.
Great, thank you.
Thank you for your
Насте,
question.
таке питання, будь ласка. Можете от весь процес від моменту, у нас є людина, якої немає, я так розумію, кінцівок, а все інше окей, тому що, вона має пересуватися і так далі. Можете розказати покроково, що треба зробити людині, щоб скористатись вашим пристроєм?
Так, звичайно, загалом, як цей проект виник, тому що у моєї бабусі інвалідність, в неї паралізовані руки, тому вона не може так споживати їжу. Я пробувала це, тобто цей проект був використаний в житті. Людина просто повинна сісти за стілець. От, наприклад, цей проект просто закріплений на столі, людина підходить, сідає або за стілець, або вона на інвалідному візку, це вже залежить від того, яких кінцівок немає в наявності, так? І вона просто нажимає або підборіддям, або лобом кнопки, і все. Звісно, ще щоб поставити їжу, або хтось повинен бути, або так як це...
Зрозуміло. Питання таке, тобто ми маємо справу з людьми, у яких або кінцівок немає, а все інше в повному порядку, або кінцівки паралізовані, а все інше в повному порядку. Ну, мені складно уявити другу ситуацію, якщо чесно, тому що зазвичай це і порушення, якщо ми маємо інсультні речі, то це порушення і мозкового кровообігу, і там багато інших речей може бути. Тобто, а чому не протез, наприклад?
Чому не, тобто не біонічний протез, який завжди, так?
Так. Угу.
Ну, дивіться, тому що цей протез, по-перше,
Ціна, про ціну зрозуміло.
Ну, так, але ну, не тільки ціну потрібно враховувати, адже цей протез біонічний, він одягається на людину безпосередньо і застосовуються гальванічні рефлекси людини, так? Вживлення йде. І тому, тому я...
Ну, і чесно, стикаючись з людьми, яких є проблеми саме з кінцівками, з верхніми, я дуже рідко, ну, не бачила, якщо чесно, щоб і післяінсультні варіанти, щоб були, проблема була лише в кінцівках.
Ну,
І щоб
от, наприклад,
вони
у мене бабуся, вона...
А як нога, як, ну, наскільки людині це легко підійти до цього?
Ну, тобто людина може бути на інвалідному візку, і цей протез буде прикріплений до інвалідного візка. Якщо ми вже говоримо про майбутнє цього
до
проекту.
інвалідного візка це ж незручно дивитися, це ж буде постійно. Ну, тобто, як це зроблено от вживу? Хотілося б зрозуміти, як це можна зробити і для кого це може підходити. А які аналоги є от таких пристроїв?
От саме такого, я вже англійською говорила, що таких аналогів немає. Тому що
Ну,
ви
це
можете...
мене дуже сильно напружує, бо я одразу знайшла 5.
Ні,
Вибачте, я теж,
договорити.
я теж таке бачив.
Ви говорили, да.
Ні,
Я не
просто
хочу
це...
говорити англійською, але добре розумію.
Ні, дивіться, так. Просто ви бачили окремо руку, так, в якій дали ложку, і яка годує, ну, будемо прості, і яка
Я
годує
скажу
людину.
більше того, на будь-якій фермі так годують корів. Тут
Так,
не треба
але
навіть...
це не протез, тобто це не окремий протез, який має в собі програму, яка буде годувати людину. Це просто маніпулятор, якому, це просто рука, якій дали ложку або вилку, і от годуй. Ви не
А
знаєте,
що
як вона
робить
поведе
сама
себе.
програма, який в неї функціонал основний?
Саме цього протезу годувати людину. А того, який ми можемо бачити, це просто маніпулятор, і ми не знаємо, як він себе поведе з людьми з обмеженнями.
Я скажу більш того, у нас не тільки є такі маніпулятори, які годують людей, у нас є маніпулятори, які роблять операції в оці. Уявляєте точність?
Ну,
Так само
звісно.
зафіксовується, да.
Але
І це
дивіться,
все проводиться.
використовуючи цей приклад, ми можемо по типу такого протезу зробити протез, який там буде мити посуду, ставити цю тарілку якусь там, тобто ми можемо адаптувати вже під інші дії, які буде потрібно. Це просто даний приклад, просто прототип певного
про
протезу.
аналоги. Зараз тут Наталя Васильівна є, вона зараз свій улюблений приклад розкаже про робота-офіціанта в Німеччині, який виконує дуже багато. Добре, Настя, я відповідь дякую.
Дякую за запитання.
Any more questions?
Questions?
No more questions. Okay, thank you for your presentation. And let's proceed with the next participant.
Пані Кирина Ловицька, витискач-дозатор. Сподіваюсь, ви готові. Пані Кирина.
Ні, вас не чути. Звуку нема. Ну, поки учасниця вирішує проблеми із звуком, звертаю вашу увагу, я тут ще активував секундомір. Відповідно, як тільки черговий учасник починає виступ, таймер запускається, і ну, просто треба на це якось зважати, щоб мінімально дотримуватись регламенту, бо доволі щільний графік і багато учасників.
Так, Олексій Петрович, вибачайте, пані Левіська готова, бо ми тоді попросимо поки що виступити Юру Сеньора, якщо він готова. Пані Кіряна підготується.
Добре. Де наступний учасник? Він на зв'язку?
Юрій, ви тут?
Так, я на
Юрій
зв'язку.
Сеньора.
То мені зараз
Юра,
виступати, так?
Юра, давайте дамо Юрі права презентера і продовжимо.
Дав.
Так, зараз.
Юра, ви завантажите презентацію чи розширюєте екран?
Я завантажую. У мене щось просто пише, буде завантажено.
Ще раз.
Презентація PDF форматі.
Так,
Який розмір файлу?
1 мегабайт.
Ну тоді так.
Має швиденько завантажуватись.
Має швиденько піти.
Давайте тоді я поширю екран, напевно.
Якщо
Давайте.
можна. Давай так. Окей.
Бачимо. Починайте.
Я ще включу камеру. Чи видно мене?
Все
Так.
добре, працює.
Okay, so I will start. Good afternoon, dear members of the jury. My name is Senora Yuri. I study in 10th grade in Ludov Economic Lyceum. And today I want to introduce you to my device called FitPacer, an electronic coach's assistant. For an effective training session, an athlete, of course, needs to perform his exercises correctly. To do this, they follow a certain rhythm of performing this exercise and need constant supervision from the coach. But the thing is that in the gym environment, there are often many distractions and only one coach, and an athlete can just lose his focus and start doing his exercises incorrectly. So it can be harmful for him. And that's why I decided to create a device that could optimize the coach's work and could also help athletes maintain their training rhythm by setting their rhythm for doing an exercise, counting repetitions and sets, and so on and so forth. So in the process of my work, I came up with the idea of using LED strips because regardless of athlete's condition, they will always be in his field of vision and will always give him info he needs. Also, I used piezo element for the sound and the buttons for configuration. All of that was programmed on Arduino Nano, and if you scan the QR code, you can see the source code. There are 3 versions of my app, and you can also read some documentation about it on the GitHub. And in the future, I plan upgrading my device with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi modules and creating a mobile app for it to be really useful and for the possibility of customizing the device right from the phone of the athlete or a coach. So as you can see, my device has those three strips: the top, the middle, and the bottom one. The top bar is the running strip, so it basically tells the athlete how he has to move during his exercise performance. The middle bar counts every repetition per set that the athlete does. And the bottom bar counts every set of the chosen exercise. Now let me show you how my device works. It has 5 stages that go in a loop. And also I want you to take a look at my camera. Do you see my device?
Yes.
Yeah.
So with this slide, I will also show my device in camera. So when I turn it on, as you can see, there is this stage 1, selecting an exercise. So it's like a configuration mode, and with this middle button, an athlete just pushes it and switches an exercise that he wants. So right now I will choose this one, and when I push the start button, there will be stage 2, countdown to prepare for the set. This means that there will be a sound for 5 seconds, and this signalizes for an athlete that he has to prepare to do his exercise and do the set. So here is this countdown for 5 seconds, and then there will be the stage 3. As you can see, there is this running strip that tells the athlete how he has to move, so it can be used for any sort of exercises, and the repetitions are also counted. And when the set is finished, the athlete can do a little break, then start a new set, and when each set will be done, then there will be stage 5, where he has to choose a new exercise. And he just repeats the same process again and again, as he needs. Right now, there are a few different analogs on the market of those fitness timers, but my device FitPacer stands out because my device offers a really unique approach. When other timers are just focused on counting the time, my device tracks the athlete movement, it sets the rhythm for the appropriate doing of exercise, it counts the repetitions, the sets, which is also very useful for an athlete, especially when he's tired. And additionally, my device is portable and adaptable, and this makes it more flexible and convenient than its competitors. It's really more than just a timer. It serves as a smart assistant that optimizes training efficiency. So in the process, a FitPacer was created. This device provides visual and sound control over the rhythm of exercise, which makes it more effective than any standard timers. FitPacer combines flexible repetition settings and set settings, light signals to maintain pace, and also portability. And this is really useful for any athlete because this helps them improve their training technique and performance. And I truly believe that my device is very useful for everyone, and this would be a perfect project for the INFOMATRIX final. So thank you for your attention. Do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Yes.
Questions, please.
Yes, I have. Yuri, tell me, what particular software is involved in your device?
For the device, I used Arduino IDE development app, where I program this Arduino microcontroller with on C++ language, and then I just compile it and download it directly to microcontroller, and that's how it works.
Thanks. Are you its author of the software?
Yes, I have written it by myself fully.
Thanks. And since your project is to hardware topics, what kind of sensors are used to provide working cycle or working ability of your device? What kind of sensors?
Right now I didn't use any sensors because there is just a speed of this running strip that basically sets how the exercise should be done.
I believed your device can process some signals from some sensors to provide your device with input data, proper input data.
Okay, thank you for your
Right.
question and advice. I will definitely think about it and do that in the future.
Well, I see. Thanks.
I have a question. You said about the future plans to develop a mobile app. So my question is, why couldn't you initially develop it as a mobile app? Why do we need a physical device? Because from my point of view, it's pretty inconvenient to bring this thing to gym, for example, and it won't be a popular choice among the athletes.
Thank you for your question. I get your point, but maybe you've seen that especially older athletes doesn't have any smartphones to perform an exercise, and also many smartphones don't have large screen for it to show, and athlete can just not see it, and and also it is not really energy efficient, and it should be always charged because it will use very many energy for that.
Okay, I got you. But again, we're talking about bringing this pretty large piece of plastic, I guess, right? To gym to track your workout, just to see the slides and all that stuff, which can be replaced by a mobile app. Again, we all have mobile apps, plus many athletes track their sets. It's pretty important to know how much of a specific exercise you have done during your session. So I believe it's not a really big problem to use a mobile app. And what's a real problem is to bring this thing to gym.
Why would you have to always bring it when gym can just buy a few of them and leave it there, and you don't have to always bring it with yourself if you need it only in gym?
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. But for example, in my gym, there are about 100 people each session, each time I go to the gym. So it will be pretty hard to catch a time when this thing is free. So they will need to buy a lot of them, and it will cost pretty much. Maybe it will be a specific option in their gym pass. So you will need to pay additionally to get this thing rather than just to download an app and use this feature for free. So I believe it will be a more popular choice among athletes if you do it in the phone. Thank you. That's it.
Maybe you have a point, but as I said, many elderly athletes just don't have smartphones, and this can be a problem for them. They wouldn't always use their smartphones, and also the smartphone can lag, and then it won't be displayed properly. But when this device, it doesn't use very many memory RAM of the microcontroller, and this will be always a stable device regardless of any conditions. So that's why I decided to create especially a device, not a mobile app.
Okay, thank you.
I have a
You-
question. Who will ask? Okay, I will. So you have two sliders, one for amount of exercises and second amount of set of exercises. But on your video demonstration, I didn't see the difference between them. It looks like it just multiplication of two values and no actual difference.
No, I have the middle band. I will show you again. So the middle band will
I get it,
count
but
every repetition.
my question, I get it, but the question is there a difference between setting one set of 5 exercises or 5 sets of one by one exercise? Because will there be difference in my training schedule for it, or it will be the same?
Yes, it is a difference because this middle bar counts repetitions per every set when the running strip sets the rhythm, and in the end there will be +1 set to the bottom strip. So those are different. They
But-
aren't the same.
But will your device give me a break after set or something like that?
After set, it doesn't count. Anytime you have to start this button again to start doing another set. So all of those sets aren't going in a row.
Okay. I didn't see it in video presentation. Sorry.
So when this set is done and I have to press the start button again to start the second set, and that's how it works.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Looks like
Розумію, нема
no.
questions. Юра, я перевіряв ваш пристрій в Києві, і він працював. І мені, в принципі, лаконічність його сподобалась. Лише я вам пораджу бути трошки більш впевненішим. А мені сподобалось. От сподобалось. Так, більш нема питань? То тоді ми, може, почуємо пані Кирену, витискач дозатор. Кирена, ви готові?
Ви мене чуєте добре?
Ми чуємо вас добре.
Дякую, нарешті. Окей. Так, секунду. Можете, будь ласка, повторити. Добре. Все добре. Я буду транслювати екран.
Your screen.
Добре, бачимо.
Okay, so let's start. My name is Kirana. I'm in the 8th grade, student of Lviv technical team. So let's start. Let's start from the problem. What my device is supposed to solve. It's a pills extraction. It's not obvious what's the problem to extract them, but please take a look at this problem of the point of view of the nurse working in a hospital by extracting a big number of pills for a big amount of patients by individual receipts. Nurse could miss amount of, and it's a very big problem. The process of pills extracting itself, it's quite difficult to complete as blister containing pills are quite durable. So while I was designing my project, my device, I found a new proposal for it. It's for individual use for old people living alone to follow complicated shapes without nurse coming home and preparing them. So in the result, we have my device, and now I will just explain how it works. But I want to tell you about, first of all, I want to tell you about my pattern scratch, what I found. I found two analogies. First one, what you can see, is from Japan. It's quite difficult, inside and outside also. and also you can say one analogous from USA. It just like for every day for like some vitamins like that. And my project is something between them. So the first one, like the biggest disadvantage is that it's only for really big hospitals. It's really expensive, it's big, and it's really heavy. My project can be used in like really a lot of places. For example, like school, just hospital, small hospital, like not that much big. For some dentist, also it can be used in home for like family or just like for old people. So, and another one, like I think you understand, it's like just for one person. I think another information you can say like in a table. So let's move. Practical part, it's like how it works. So actually, device structure, it's quite simple and common. It consists of the core flame and sliding part of whole circle shape. I call workbench, also the like a structure. You can say like that. So workbench is not a monolithic part, as well as consists of sectors. Sectors are replaceable and being designed for individual pills blisters. So and a structure and like that workbench works with help of cyber drivers, so they have their own that's like edge. So we have like first and second edge, and every pill have like their own coordinates. So like if I will tell like I want that pill of that blister, like my device will extract it. So at that moment I have two like scenario of my device, how it works. So first one, it's like I programmed the coordinates of 4 pills, and when I push one button, my device is tracking them. And second one, it just like when I do everything by myself, it just to show you like how it works. So it's like program mode. Let's start. How you can see, I push one button and it start moving and start to like extracting them. Just like watching a video right now. So in the result, how you can see, like we have all the pills what I want to extract. And another one is when I do like with myself, and it's kinda harder because it like don't know what like that when I put my extractor, like what angle is it, but it's like impossible. So also I show my device to some USA corporations who support Ukraine, and they said that my project is like my device, it's really cool and have a lot of ways in the future. So conclusions, I invented a really really good, I think, device what can make our life more like safer and help like just easier. So I'm ready to your questions.
Привіт, я бачив твою роботу, ти мені дуже багато в Києві показувала, і ти знаєш моє одне питання. Що ти думаєш робити з тим фактом, що інколи затискач твій збиває весь стік, да? Ну, я тобі його вже задавав, і я думаю, що суддям теж буде цікаво це послухати.
Так, були випадки, ну, коли блістер просто-напросто типу, як вилітав, скажімо так, з в'ємок в секторах. Це було за рахунок того, що сама платформа вийшла надто висока, і витискач може її задівати. Проте, якщо зробити просто висоту меншою, то ця проблема легко вирішиться.
Дякую. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Different blister packs of peel usually have different sizes. And as far as I see, you need to make a sector, a special sector for every type of blister pack, because you have different pills, and for each type of pill you have a different sector which are incompatible between each other. So do you
Yes,
understand?
yep, I understand. Actually, like, yes, it was really hard, but in future, if like when it will like be in production, I think it can be made of 3D printer, and it will be really like quicker, and it won't be a problem. Just like I think blisters will be like in a package, say like size of it, and 3D printer can do it like easily.
Let's imagine that I'm a user of your product and I don't have a 3D printer. So, and I
Uh,
have a pill
mm,
that doesn't come into any of the sector I've got. What should I do?
Actually, I like just had an idea when it will be like everyone will use it in like in hospitals, or just like you can buy like that sectors for every blisters, or when you just buy like blisters, you can like in a package with blister can go the sector for this device, can be like that, I think. And about 3D printer, you didn't really understand me right. I mean, like, all the project will be made from like by a 3D printer, and like if you want to change some blisters, you just like change the sector and the blister.
Once again, you're suggesting that sector should come within the blister, so in the same box. So I go to the pharmacy, I buy pills and the sector for your device.
I think yes. Like, mhm.
Well, it's look kind of unscalable and
Yes.
incompetitive.
Mm,
Yeah, but thank you.
okay. I'm really wanted that it was like just one size of the sectors what we have, but um it's not really even about size of the blister. Like every pills like can be 10 pills, can be 6 pills, and all of them like have their position, and like the sectors is like you can say like hole for the blister, and under it is like kind of strips of what like it's to be more like safer, and that blister won't just like go with pills into that shelf. So
I think you should think about like framing mechanism that will be that will fix any blister pack within a sector with like frame like strings. I don't know. But, I think you really should consider it. Thank you.
okay, thank you for your question.
Any more questions? Looks like no questions. Okay, thank you for
Very
your
good job.
presentation.
Very good job. Very good job. Тепер ми хотіли би послухати, згідно нашого розкладу. Так, я розумію, що зараз час для Туріча Владислава, правильно? Програма і прилади 3D-візуалізації об'єктів.
Так, я присутній.
Владислав, будь ласка.
Так, з'явилось, зараз тепер я можу завантажити.
Бачимо, починайте.
Зараз я вимкну камеру. Так. Тоді я можу починати, так? Окей.
Так, так.
Yeah. Good afternoon. I'm pleased to show my project for you. It's about software and device for 3D object visualization. Firstly, an important question is what is the difference between that technology and another modern popular analogs? There are holographic ones, 3D films, holographic displays, and fog screens. On the one hand, they can show image that is similar to convex object. On the other hand, we can't observe different sides of it if the image isn't changed to another one. So, an objective of the project is creating technology that can demonstrate 3D shapes of 3D objects. Secondly, I will explain how it works. The device comprises a platform with vertical wires arranged in multiple rows and columns, like on a 3D model on the left that was created in software Blender. Solid transparent spheres are positioned in multiple rows on the wires, like on the model. If some of them receive laser light, they will reflect it, and they will be visible from different sides. There are lasers for each layer. Optical system of one of them is the same for all the others. First, it's the laser on the scheme. Laser light crosses a display where there aren't dark pixels zones. Then it goes to mirrors that divide and direct this light to each row at an acute angle, ensuring that each sphere will receive its own portion of the beam. By blocking parts of laser, we can adjust which spheres will receive it and which not. Illuminated balls will show image. It's similar to how images are showed in monitors by pixels. There are photos of a prototype. It has panels with optical system, one of which was reproducing according to scheme. The first number is laser, the second display, and the third it's mirrors. It's an example of worked. When laser light crosses white zones of display, all 3 rows of spheres are bright. But this combination of white pixels leaves bright spheres only within a trapezium. Another aren't bright more. Also, the project includes software where we can create 2D models for demonstrating in the prototype or device. You can select sizes of it, save or open 3D model file. You can change colors of each ball. It could be red, green, blue, or mixed colors. It depends on which lasers are used in the device. For example, there can be optical system of different colors that positioned in different sides of the device. One layer view mode makes more easier modeling part by part, when other layers are disabled and don't distract. It can be used for 3D advertising banners, presentation appearance of prototypes, geometry features, biology models of human structure on lessons, 3D art illustration, realistic relief maps, military dummies, and trajectory of airplanes or planes. I can show the program. Я перемкну зараз її демонстрацію. Перепрошую, не дає доступ. Зараз, секунду.
Біля кнопки веб-камери, кнопка демонстрації екрану.
Так,
Внизу по
тільки
центру.
кнопка надіслати, вона не клікабельна. Зараз я по-іншому спробую. О, дивіться.
Пішла демонстрація.
Так, зараз я спробую. I will show the program. We can observe the model from different sides. Set color. There is settings for the size of model. Save, open, where we can enter the name of file. Also, we can select where which we want modeling. Я закінчив. Я готовий до питань.
Thank you. Questions, please.
Владислав, вибачте, важливе питання. Коли ми в Києві з вами говорили, ви сказали, що ви на фінальному етапі реалізації цього всього, скажімо так, в залізі. Я правильно вас зрозумів?
Так.
Скажіть, будь ласка, через скільки, протягом якого періоду ваш прилад гарантовано буде існувати як працюючий прототип?
Дивіться, зараз він уже є працюючим для 15 куль, як я розповідав. А надалі, фінальний результат, який планують, це як мінімум 100. Власне, буде 5 на 5 на 4. Отже, це буде закінчено орієнтовно менше 2 місяців, як я і казав. Я розраховую саме на такі дедлайни, тому що дисплеї були налаштовані, були проведені основні експерименти того, як перекривати промені і тощо. Основне зараз це розташувати все це саме під потрібними кутами. От це тут в цьому проєкті є делікатною роботою розташувати правильно дзеркала лазером.
Дякую. Для мене було це дуже важливе питання, ви розумієте.
Так, я розумію. Але я кажу, на 15 кулях вже я показав роботу.
Any other questions? Okay, looks like no more question. So thank you for your presentation, and we are proceeding to the next participant. Who's next?
Наступний учасник у нас Морозов Тимофій, розробка приладу для локалізації кровоносних сосудів.
Thank you.
We can see your screen. Go on.
I would like to warn you that my English is not very good. I will defend my project in English, but I will not be able to answer question in English.
Okay, go on with your presentation. Робіть
I'm
презентацію.
Видно?
Так, так.
I'm Rozov Timofey, an 8th grade student at the Polit Scientific Lyceum. Let me present my project, development of a device for vein localization. Various medical procedures require intravenous injection. Medical personnel often face challenges in locating a patient vein to ensure a painless procedure. This is especially critical in emergency medical care, such as evacuation wounded individuals from combat zones. Manufacture of medical equipment offer various devices used in healthcare faculties, but not all of them are suitable for phase condition. After watching some news on YouTube, I decided to find a way to help your doctors who lack the necessary equipment. The goal of research is to develop the design and manufacture of a portable device for vein localization in extreme condition where stationary medical equipment is unavailable. This is particularly relevant for military personnel during the evacuation of the wounded, especially in low light condition cases of severe blood loss and low blood pressure. Resource object. Technologies and methods of venous access for performing medical procedure. Research subject, the design of and functional elements of the device that ensure venous access, patent trauma, and improve the efficiency and speed of medical procedure. To achieve this goal, we set the following tasks. Analyze the available vein localization devices on the market and select the optimal design. Select functional components from commercially available parts, develop the devices. Schematic, determine optimal parameters for effective vein detection and model the casing. Assemble a working prototype of the device and conduct experimental testing to confirm its efficiency. There are various vein scanners available on the market from different manufacturers. Our development is inspired by the design of Vinelight vein finders. The minimum cost of such devices start at 4,000 new hryvnias. Their principle of operation is based on the ability of hemoglobin in venous blood to absorb infrared radiation more intensively than other body toxins. The device is placed on the skin and illuminates the area to locate the vein. Device design. All device feature handle and horsehair suspended head for guiding the needle into the vein. The head of the device includes 10 ratlets, 10 resistors from 2100 ohms. Depending on the manufacturer, power and light output of the LEDs. The body contains lithium-ion battery charge control module, power switch, USB Type-C port for charging the battery, The casing was modeled in SolidWorks and 3D printer using PETG plastic, a material commonly used in the food industry. Device specification: battery life of 4-5 hours and a full charge battery. Charging time 4 hours. Weight not more 120 grams. Compact design, small enough to fit in a pocket. Production cost up to 500 UA hryvnias. Conclusion. The developed van Finder effectively solves the problem and van function and can be used in the absence of stationary medical equipment, reducing patient trauma and improving the efficiency of medical procedure. A working prototype was tested by medical personnel at Kremenchuk City Hospital number 3 and emergency doctors, demonstrating hitch actually in venous access. We have also received recruits from military personnel for the production of vein scanners, and we continue to refine the design based on their feedback. And thank you for attention.
Thank you. Questions, please.
В першу чергу я хочу спитати вас, все ж таки, ми з вами про це говорили. Дуже хочеться чітко зрозуміти щодо того аналогу, який ми вам показали, швидко, в 10-12 словах, які ваші додаткові зміни, які роблять його більш оригінальним. Будь ласка.
Він має змогу заряджатися.
Зафіксуйте, вибачте, ви зараз фіксуєте оце, синопсис такий.
Повторіть, будь ласка.
Я ще раз кажу, там 12-15 слів. Головне про ваш вклад в
Розробку.
сказати. Да. Ну, не в розробку, а якби в її удосконалення. Ми правильно ж розуміємо, да, зараз?
Так.
Да.
Він має змогу заряджатися, на відміну від прототипу. Він більш ергономічно зручний. І прорахований кут нахилу для більш глибокого проникнення під шкіру, для кращої візуалізації вен. Також було дуже багато його прототипів. Вони прямо зараз поряд зі мною, я можу їх показати, якщо треба. Над ним велась дуже довга робота, над його удосконаленням, і він удосконалюється по цей день.
Скажіть, будь ласка, а скільки у вас, правда, прототипів там є? Покажіть перший.
Так, найперший, ось він повністю повторює оригінальний, який був, ось він. Далі є другий, третій, четвертий, п'ятий.
Вау, а покажіть, будь ласка, той прототип, яким ви більше всього пишаєтесь, який вирішив найбільш складну проблему
Ось
для
цей
вас. Розкажіть.
найбільш складним. Такого, мабуть, немає. Оце мій останній прототип. Він має прозору кришку. Не просто так, можна бачити. Це для візуалізації його заряджання. Тобто, коли він заряджається, він світиться червоним кольором, коли він заряджений синім. І також він має змогу включати або всі світлодіоди, або при потребі тільки окремі 6.
Яким буде наступний прототип?
Поки що не знаю, але буде. Він продовжує вдосконалюватись і чекаємо відгуків від лікарів та військових для цього.
А скільки людей це бачило вживу? Ну, я маю на увазі з фахівців.
Я думаю, людей 10 точно.
Дякую.
І на моїй презентації також видно, яким користуються медики. На моєму постері.
В мене не питання, але порада щодо переведення ціни до доларів або іншої міжнародної валюти, щоб на Міжнарі, якщо що, було легше з'ясувати, щоб суддям на Міжнарі було зрозуміло, скільки саме це стоїть, це коштує.
Добре, дякую.
Так, ще питання? Здається, більше питань нема. Дякую за презентацію.
Дякую вам
Дуже цікава
за
робота.
запитання.
Будемо рухатись далі.
І так, у нас останній учасник – це спосіб керування протезами. І це Яремків Вікторія.
Вікторія, ви тут?
Вікторія? Да, Вікторія тут.
Так.
Ваш час починається.
А
Стартує
можна мені адміна? У мене нема.
запис.
Прошу.
А можете нагадати, як показати екран, бо я не бачу цього.
Біля кнопки веб-камери справа є кнопка демонстрації екрану.
А, все бачу.
Бачу. Починайте.
Yeah, hello. My name is Yaramki Victoria, and I would like to present to you my project of a method to control prosthesis that will help to improve the life of disabled people. When a person loses an arm, it means that nerve fibers are automatically broken. Analogs are connected to the arm with electrodes and are temporary and not reliable, as after some time they start catching other signals and it isn't very useful. That's why the problem is relevant and unfortunately becoming more common. So I approach this problem from another side, actually from the toes, because they're strong but aren't used by people in everyday life. I came up with this idea a year ago and started creating a layout this summer. I was created it for 2 months and then I started training with it. So I developed a model of a prosthesis that is controlled by toes. It is an imitated arm prosthesis and an insole with buttons that control the prosthesis. And let me show you how it works. Do you see video?
Not yet.
Yeah.
So it how it look. And
No,
it,
we don't see
Don't
video.
see
We
your
see only
video. We
presentation.
see your web.
Okay. Maybe I will stop it and try it one more time. And now?
Yes, we see your video.
Yeah. So let's start. It how it look. And it how I control it by my toes. It can go in right, left, up and down, and also opening and closing fingers. Yeah, and let's continue to my presentation. Yeah. As I said before, analogs, and now it's bionic prosthesis because it's the most popular, are not reliable because they start catching other signals after some time. And in addition, they are very expensive. But my project is cheaper than bionic prosthesis, more reliable, compatible, because anyone can use it. Also, one of the advantages is the using two hands at the same time, and of course, a top priority, since this problem should be one of the most important now in our country. So, as a result, I have proven my hypothesis, and after training, a person can control hand prosthesis with toes. Besides, we address to American veterans who got interested in my project and are ready to invest in it. Here you can see their logo. And this project has many ways to develop because you can try programming a few buttons at once to perform one function and also work on the design, firstly for wireless version. That's all, and I'm ready for a question.
Thank you. Questions, please.
I have a question. Imagine I'm a disabled person without an arm, and I have your controlling device in my boot. When I walk on the street, will your device send phantom control sequences to my arm because of my leg moving in my boot?
No, because there would be a button in a heel, and it work only then you put sometimes in this button.
Once again, how should I turn that button on if I have no arms?
With your heel.
Okay.
It's also in this insole, and you just push it, and then it works.
Okay, thank you.
Є ще питання? Я бачив цей пристрій в Києві, я керував, ну, правда, не ногами, я керував руками, тобто все, що ви бачили на відео, я бачив на власні очі. Мені дуже подобається ця робота. До речі, да, є там складнощі, вони зрозумілі, ти мені казала, що ти багато тренувалася для того, щоб цьому навчитися, да. Але щось тут є в будь-якому сенсі. Так, є ще питання, шановні колеги? Тоді, будь ласка, Віка, дякую. Апаратка, дякую. Олексій Петрович, запускаємо першу групу програмування.
Доступ в них вже давно є, 20 хвилин, як?
Так, все, я їм кажу, щоб заходили. Так. Я запускаю ті, хто з 16:30 по 18 по графіку, да?
Так.
Макарчук Максим є на зв'язку, так що він може приєднатися.
Є.
О, відмінно. То тоді давайте починати. Макарчук Максим. Так, ми починаємо програмування. Макарчук Максим, Аердодатик, Interactive Луцьк.
Так, давайте починаємо. Так. Саме презентація. Видно?
Yes, we see your screen.
Okay. Hi, I'm Makarchuk Maxim, a student of the 8th grade of the Lusk Lyceum number 22 and of Volyn Regional Small Academy of Science. Now I want to present you in my project, ER Application Interactive Lusk. Lusk Castle is an important historical and cultural landmark of Ukraine that attract tourists and researchers. Smart technologies like augmented reality, ER, and GPS open up new possibilities for interactive exploration of historical landmarks. In work presence, developing an ER app for Lusk Castle that combining innovative technologies with historical education, promoting cultural legacy, and improving tourism services. Relevance of the work is the integration of augmented reality and GPS technologies for an innovative presentation of cultural legacy, such as Lusk Castle. Goal is the development of an AR application that uses GPS to create an interactive 3D presentation of Lusk Castle and its components, with the aim of improve the experience of exploring historical and cultural legacy and advancing digital technologies in the Volyn tourism sector. Stages of project. First, problem: the lack of innovative resources for presenting the cultural legacy of Lusk. Second, processing: is the research of Lusk Castle, its architecture and components, developing AR app interactive Lusk. Conclusions: created an innovative resource for present Volyn cultural heritage. To hit the goal of project, I need gather and process information about Lusk Castle, learn documentation about the Model Viewer framework, develop a 3D model of Lusk Castle, integrate GPS navigation into information layers, and develop and test the AR app interactive Lusk. Novelty is the integration of AR and GPS navigation technologies to create an interactive tourism experience focused on exploring the historical and cultural legacy of Lusk. In project, I use next development tools: 3D modeling environment framework Model Viewer, Maps Leaflet, 3D modeling environment Blender, hypertext markup language HTML, CSS, framework Bootstrap, scripting programming language PHP, and programming language JavaScript. There are 3D models of Lusk Castle. Practical significance is the development of an interactive AR application for tourists that enables an effective exploration of Lusk's history and architecture through augmented reality. The application can be used to promote digital tourism, improve tourist routes, and increase interest in cultural heritage among a wide audience. Now I want to show you in my video presentation of this project. Now I am the Lusk Castle territory and want to learn a Lusk Castle in AR. To see Lusk Castle in AR, user need go to web source, find the visualization of technology button, allow access to geolocation. Program finds the geolocation and shows 3D model. User can see his geolocation. Explore 3D model and learn it with short information. to see Luber's castle in AR, people need tap on button show in AR, allow others to show this in AR, and load the 3D model of Luber's castle in AR. So conclusions. During the project, I gathered and processed historical and architectural information about Lutz Castle, learned the documentation of the Model Weaver framework, developed a detailed 3D model of Luber's Castle, integrated GPS navigation into the information layers for an interactive experience, and developed and tested the AR app Interactive Lutz, confirming its functionality and performance. Thanks for your attention.
Actually, you should not read from slides, but you should tell something by yourself. This is a remark, not a question. Questions, please.
I have a question. Maxim? Are you Maxim? Well, is Luber's castle is the single object to be observed? Hello?
Yes, is one of the biggest symbol of Lutsk.
Single
What was the
object.
question?
Is it single object to be observed?
Thanks for your question.
To be viewed.
It's actually and one object for more components. I can
Thank you. What can you say about possibility of dubbing in English or Poland languages, not only Ukrainian interface part? Are you ready to dub these interface texts and other narratives in English or Poland and other languages?
Thanks for your question. I think we can add it soon, but I think it's I think we can add an English version soon.
And what about sound parts or sound files as a narrative part of your project? But correct me, I have seen only visual part. Is it true?
Thanks for your question. Now you can see only visual part, but in future, I think we can add it. We can add and sound for components of Luber's Castle.
Thank you.
В мене теж є питання. Я б хотів дізнатися, яким чином відбувався вибір технологій, які використовувалися у проєкті. Bootstrap, PHP, Model Viewer.
Дякую за питання. В ході написання проєкту використовувався саме, якщо ми говоримо, наприклад, про Bootstrap, то ми використовували саме його, а саме такий набір технологій через те, що вони є доволі адаптивними, простими в використанні будь-яким людям, а також повністю безкоштовними, тобто вони повністю відкриті в використанні, мають зрозумілу, довгу, таку широку документацію, тому саме використовували саме їх, тому що в них немає ряду недоліків, таких як, наприклад, тоді, коли ми кажемо про Bootstrap, це може бути тяжке програмування, відсутність зрозумілої документації на різноманітних форумах і так далі. Тому ми використовували саме такий набір технологій.
Насправді такий опис можна застосувати до будь-яких сучасних популярних технологій. Я просто вже років 5 не бачу, що використовували ці технології, особливо Model Viewer. Замість цього використовується 3GS. Це, мабуть, топ-1 взагалі для 3D-моделювання, тому мені було цікаво, як взагалі відбувся пошук цих технологій. Тобто тобі порекомендували їх, чи ти сам шукав в інтернеті, що застосувати для реалізації своєї ідеї? То цей момент мене цікавить.
Дякую за питання. Самі технології я розшукував сам та вивчаю документацію, мені їх ніхто не рекомендував, але насправді я також спробував робити прототипи на TH3GS, і я скажу, що це набагато тяжче в порівнянні з Model Viewer, тому що TH3GS, тому що сам Model Viewer побудований на скриптах TH3GS, можна так сказати, і тому саме він є доволі набагато кращим, набагато простішим у використанні, ніж сам TH3GS. Його набагато простіше використовувати новачкам. Саме тому я вибрав його.
Окей, дякую.
Більше нема.
Переходимо
Окей, дякуємо за ваш проєкт. Наступним іде Лікарчук Максим Олександрович. Chess Blasts.
Так. One moment. Can you tell me, please, how can I show my presentation?
Just a moment. Yeah, right. You can
Okay,
upload
I see it. So, hello, my name is Maxim Likarchuk. I am from the 11th grade of Zhytomyr State University Lyceum. I want to present you my creation, an offline chess engine with built-in chessbot. Some words about chess. Chess is not just a game, but a powerful tool for children's development that helps them in their studies, career, and life. It helps to develop strategic thinking, memory, and attention, which is important in today's world with a lot of information. Chess Engine, a computer program that has the ability to generate legal, according to the rules of the game consequently, moves in a particular position, evaluate them, and based on this evaluation, choose the strongest continuation for any of the players. The term engine refers to a powerful program that performs many searches and computational operations. The strongest chess programs choose to use bit data structures to represent a position. Instead of an basic 8x8 array, they use bit boards, where each bit is responsible for the presence or absence of a piece on the square. This approach can significantly speed up the generation of moves by using bit operations to perform them with masks such as union, intersection, and shift. The main reason for using bit boards is speed. Coincidentally, a chessboard consists of 64 squares. This is exactly as many as a machine word can occupy in bits on modern computers. For example, white pawns standing on their home squares can be described by the number 65280, and in binary by the numbers that you can see on the screen with ones and zeros. Two significant bits correspond to the presence of a piece on the corresponding square on the board. Now I will tell you some instructions how use my program. PvP is a button pressed that will be pressed, and basic player versus player game will be started. Sorry. Next, IE versus IE. You can spectate after battle of two bots. Next one. One moment. Sorry. Play black and play white. Consequently, you start game with white or black ones versus bot. Export is a button. If you click this, you will be transferred to Lichess, where you can analyze a game, and consequently exit button. Like highly skilled, sorry. Like highly skilled chess players, programs strive to predict the consequences of their moves in advance. The deeper they can count and estimate the outcome, the better moves they can make in a given position. In chess, each individual move is called a half move, and the depth of the position assessment is determined by the number of half moves. At a depth of 20, 10 half moves for black and 10 half moves for white. Most chess engines are already able to evaluate position much more accurately than strongest chess players. Now you can see some pseudo logic for my program. This logic used like base in my program if you play versus your friend or versus bot, how my program is read your moves. And this one is how my like AI can see the game. Any chess game can be represented as a giant n-ary tree, and then you can search this tree to find the sequences of moves that the program will consider the best. The most famous and widely used algorithm for solving this problem is the Minimax algorithm. I can't run the video, so I can demonstrate the visualization of this. The Minimax algorithm is a recursive game theory algorithm that finds the optimal move for a player, provided that the opponent also plays optimally. The Minimax algorithm is based on the idea of minimizing possible losses and maximizing possible gains. It considers moves as a part of the game tree, where at each level players maximize their winnings and opponents minimize them. In practice, the Minimax algorithm is very slow, as the number of nodes to be processed grow exponentially, depending on the branching ratio. So I decided to create an optimization to that. Imagine a scenario where someone is playing chess and it's their turn. The player's position will be improved by move A. The player tries to make sure that the best move is not missed. Move B is also good, but the player will allow the opponent to checkmate in two moves. The other results of move B is no longer need to be considered. since the opponent can force him to win. Losing for the player is the maximum result that the opponent can get. This is less than minimum position that was found earlier, and move A does not lead to a forced loss in 2 moves. The advantage of my algorithm is that branch of the search tree can be eliminated. This allows for a more and more detailed analysis by limiting the search to more promising subtrees. Assuming that the optimization evaluates nodes in an optimal or near optimal order, the effective depth will be half that of a simple minimum max approach. For example, a chess program that searches for 4 hull moves of 36 alternatives at each node evaluates over 1 million ad nodes. Using my optimization, this number can be reduced to about 2,000, which is 99% less. So here you can see why my chess engine is better than his competitors. Yes, he doesn't strong enough, but his speed, accessibility, and interface much better. So this is all for today. Thank you for your attention. I hope you will see it from the point I see it.
Thank you. Questions, please.
I have a question.
My question to
Yeah, okay. You can go first.
thank you. My question to Maxim. I have seen artificial intelligence versus artificial intelligence button. So how do you explain the particular subdivision of your project, such as AI versus AI? I mean, why and for what aim?
I think AI is better word than bot because it has some same like connections with different AIs, and so I used this word not bot because it's more like compare to this.
To compare to testing different IAs?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I wanted to ask how much data did you use to train your, like, if I got it right, artificial intelligence is a neural network in your case, right?
No, it's not like artificial intelligence. I never trained it. It's like an algorithm that build a tree with different moves and chooses the best one. It has like some database. It's some starting moves, openings. If opponent move, for example, bishop in some position, then my bot will immediately answer on this book. But in further moves, it will deep search in the tree.
Okay, and how deep does it analyze the tree?
It can be established in settings, not in the program, but in the Unity, the program that I created this chess engine. So it can be like from deep 1 to 7 or 8, because the more deeper it go in tree, more time we need to wait.
Okay, thank you.
Any more
I also
questions?
have a question. Yeah, I have a question. Can you turn back to the slide with comparison with other chess engines?
Yeah.
Yeah. How you did this comparison? Did you run game your engine versus another one?
Yeah, I ran
Like,
it to versus
yeah,
Stockfish
continue.
on level with 2000 elo. It won like 8% of games. I tested it on chess.com bot and Lichess bot, on chess24 bot, and my friend with 2000 elo tested it, and they played like 4 or 5 games, and my bot won most of them.
Okay, great. Thank you.
More questions? No more questions. Okay, thank you for your presentation.
Тоді ми чекаємо до захисту її проєкту пані Галину Пастушкову і її проєкт. Галю, ви тут?
Так, я можу включити презентацію.
Ви вже її завантажуєте.
Угу. Видно?
Екран демонструється.
Угу.
Let's go.
Так, починайте.
Hello, I'm Helena Pastashkova, and I'm a student of the Polytechnic Lyceum of KPI in Kyiv. I would like to present my project on the topic Intelligent System for Plastic Recycling Using Fungi. Plastic pollution is one of the most seriously environmental problems today. Every year, more than 400 million tons of plastic are produced worldwide, and a significant part of this ends up in nature, pollution oceans, soil, and air. Traditional recycling methods such as burning or mechanical processing have many disadvantages, including toxic emissions and high energy consumptions. That is why we need new, environmentally friendly ways to break down plastic. One of the promising solutions is plastic degradation using fungi. Scientific research has shown that certain types of fungi can break down plastic by realizing enzymes. These enzymes destroy the chemical structure of plastic, turning it into simpler compounds that fungi can absorb. In other words, fungi feed on plastic, using it as a source of energy. This process can take from several weeks to several months, depending on the type of plastic and environmental conditions. However, this topic is not well studied yet. The cases studied are focused on 2 or 3 types of plastic, but there are more than 100 of them. So I decided to develop a neural network that determines which fungi can break down which type of plastic. This neural network is made in Python and consists of 2 main parts, a database and the neural network itself. The database contains over 500 records about different types of fungi and the 50 most common types of plastic which pollute the planet the most. The plastic data includes its chemical compositions, density, UV resistance, and melting point, which are important for understanding the degradation process. The fungi data includes the types of enzymes they provide and their optimal activity conditions. The training of model was based on verified cases of plastic degradation by fungi collected from scientific sources. There are real experimental data that confirm which fungi can break down specific types of plastic and under what conditions. At first, the accuracy of the model was 52% because the initial dataset was limited and the model was not optimized. To improve the result, I used supporting functions like Drupal, Trello, and others, and after optimization, the accuracy increased to 92%, proving its efficiency in predicting plastic degradation by fungi. How does the interaction with neural network work? The user selects a type of plastic, and the system provides a list of fungi that can break it down along with information about them. This tool automates the process of choosing fungi for plastic degradation. To bring this technology to an industrial level, I developed an intelligent system for plastic recycling using fungi. The system is based on several key components. A neural network that identifies plastic waste. I used the YOLO model, additionally trained to recognize common plastic waste, such as disposable tableware, plastic lids, bags, and others. How does the process work? Plastic first goes through preprocessing in a rotating drum, where sharp blades separate the waste into smaller pieces. UV lamps disinfect the plastic. Then a screw machine feeds the objects one by one into a conveyor where the plastic moves to a camera where a neural network receives the camera image, identifies the object, and retrieves its plastic type from a database. Based on the identified type of plastic, the system selects the appropriate greenhouse where the object should be sent for decompositions. The plastic is then shredded and transported through a methylation system to the selected greenhouse where fungi can decompose it grown. In the greenhouse, the best environmental conditions are created for fungi and their enzymes to effectively interact with plastic. If an object consists of multiple plastic types, for example, a plastic bottle with a different material cup, is sent to a greenhouse with a mix of fungi that can break down both materials. This intelligent system automates plastic waste recycling by combining artificial intelligence, microbiology, and automation. It does not only reduce plastic pollution, but also provides an eco-friendly alternative to traditional recycling methods. Thank you for your attention. I will be glad to answer your questions.
Thank
May
you.
I?
Questions, please?
Yeah.
May I? Galina, if I can understand of your project, is it a modern reference book? I mean, the main role of the nervous network. Is it a modern reference book that can help us to use some special chemicals in order to break fungi down or for decomposing fungi? What is the role of nervous network in your project? Галина, я про роль.
Role.
Роль, да, роль. Decomposing or break them down, разрушить их.
To break them down.
Роль. Я понял, что это ну, reference book, это справочник.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct?
It's not like a reference book. Like neural network, it's like it's identified. It's not like just a list. Like it's made for breaking or understanding which fungi can break down which type of plastic.
Well, I see.
I also have a question. So neural networks usually are used to guess once again, what exactly your neural network do?
Like firstly, neural network, like there is like the first neural network, it's identify which fungi can break down which plastic, and the next one, like here, like it's a system for recycling plastic using fungi, and this model identify object, and then from database like gets
Okay,
plastic.
So you have two neural networks. Yeah, now I get it. Regarding your first neural network that predict which fungi can dissolve which plastic, how exactly does it do this? For example, if I give it some new type of fungi that I just discovered, or maybe just some fungi that not in the database, how it will predict what this fungi can do?
So this neural network, like basing on data set, and if you you don't give a neural network a type like a fungi, you just choose a type of plastic, and it tells you what fungi can destroy this plastic. We can just encourage a database for more fungus, but you choose a type of plastic which you want to.
So this is not fungi neural net. Your neural network doesn't predict what this fungi can do, but it predicts what this plastic, which fungus can dissolve this plastic, right?
Yeah. You choose the plastic, and then it gives you a list of fungi.
But where the prediction comes, because you have the list of types of plastic is very limited. We have we know all the plastic types that we have on Earth. So what's the point of any prediction?
Or encourages list of mushrooms, because this fairness will study it, and we have only 2 or 3 types of plastic which was researched, and it's for encouraging.
Once again, how many types of plastic?
50.
Okay, and imagine I found a new type of plastic that isn't in your reference book. By which characteristic of this plastic your neural network will predict which fungi can dissolve it?
If you want a new type of plastic, it needs to be in the database, so we need to input this in database.
But then what's the point of neural network if it can predict only those type of plastics that are in database?
There are a few new plastics, and they're very rarely used. So,
but all they are in database. What's the point of neural network if I just can use database?
Because database just consists in information about fungi and plastic, and neural network analyzing and give you which types of fungi can destroy which plastic. It doesn't in database.
But then what is in your database?
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
What's in your database exactly, if it's not type of plastic and fungus?
In database, just types of different fungi and types of plastic, and neural network you choose one type of plastic, and neural network analyzing with the chain of chemical reactions, which of all these fungi will be best for this type of plastic.
Okay, thank you.
More questions? No more questions. Okay, thank you for your presentation. Thank you for your work. And we will be moving ahead. Who's next?
Sorry, next project, our Суперфінал, is a medical game with golf likes gameplay in space. Лялюк Марко, ви тут?
Так, мене чути?
Вас чути, зараз ви отримаєте права презентера і починаємо.
All right, so can you see my camera?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and can you see my screen?
Yes, we see.
Now you can start.
Good afternoon, dear jury and participants. My name is Marcolio Luke, and I'm excited to present you my project called Mediocre Game with Golf-like Gameplay in Space. So what is it? It is a space puzzle game with physics-based gameplay. The controls are simple. You just drag and release on the spaceship to launch it. This game is playable in a browser or can be downloaded. The goal of the game is to land the spaceship on a planet. But on your way you encounter physical objects such as black holes, white holes, and asteroids. And on the right you can see what each of them does. And also you need to complete 30 levels, each of which is harder than the last. And so why it is worth playing? Well, as all of the puzzle games, it teaches you logical thinking and problem solving. Also, the game improves players' reaction time because there are levels that require precision in timing on some levels. And you might find puzzle experience with gravity mechanics quite fun. Also, the levels are really challenging, so if you will be able to complete all of them, you can be totally proud of yourself. And so you understand how the project looks, I want to demonstrate you the gameplay of it. So this is the second level, black hole, and you have to kind of bend around. So, and the black holes can be of a different mass. This level is quite fun. There are multiple ways you can solve it. This one also has multiple solutions. And here are white holes that reflect the spaceship. And these are black holes that orbit around black holes. And asteroids that on collision destroys the spaceship. And about the technical implementation, I can say that I've made everything from scratch. Only used Python and Pygame graphical library. So I built a custom physics system that handles all the world object interactions. More on that later. I also have implemented a state machine that allows switching between game states like game, settings, and menu. I have came up and implemented gravity mechanics like black and white holes. I have also designed all of the 30 levels myself and tested them with my friend. And the structure of application consists of 40 py files. Below you can see the tree structure of the folders of the application. So more about the physics engine. On the image you can see all of the interactions between all of the all of the objects and physics engine. So as you can see, everything interacts with everything. So as I already mentioned, it was developed from scratch in Python. I used relay integration for physics logic, and in the bottom right corner you can see the formulas for the relay integration. I used real physics formulas like gravitational pull, which you can see on the top right. Also, I implemented collision detection as circles, well, because that is a really convenient way to do this. And also one of the cool features of the engine is that no matter the performance of the device you play on, you will still get the same experience that I originally intended. And I really wanted to show you the value of my project, so I'm comparing it to other space puzzle games, or maybe not puzzle, space games, Angry Birds Space and Osmos. So as you can see, all of them implement physics in their own cool way, which is quite interesting. And here in the second row, you can see that my game allows players to finish the level in the multiple ways, so maybe I am not even aware of some of them. While Angry Birds Space has mostly linear and fixed solutions. So if you want to get 3 stars there, you have to complete in the way the developers wanted. And Osmos is actually quite more open-ended, but it focused on absorption. So educational value. My game teaches the gravity, even like with black and white holes. White holes is quite unusual because they actually repel the player. And Angry Bird Space, well, they somewhat teach the gravity, only pulling. And Osmos helps understand inertia and mass, but not the gravity. Here, the game pace of our games is all different. My game is medium paced, and it requires both slow and solutions you want, like I mean the reaction time and stuff. So, and the price of the games. My game is totally free for everyone and open source. It is on GitHub, while Angry Birds Space has these quite annoying advertisements and paid transactions. So the developers of the Angry Birds made some levels really difficult. If you want to really complete the game, you have to you may pay for it. So it is kind of pay to win. And Osmos is paid, but I really think it's better than just those advertisements. And well, no game is perfect, including mine. Some people that played the game found it a little bit difficult at first, but I also think that it is what makes the game kind of fun. And so the plans for the future are planned to add 2 new mechanics like portals and coins, new levels, a level editor, a bigger map, better camera, dual color refactoring, and in priority I plan to add Android release and improve the web version. So in conclusion, this game got third place based on other developers' ratings. So I made this game for the Pygame Jam. It had a 2-week deadline, and people rated it this way. So I wrote a total of 2,300 lines, and 180 players have already played the game. And on the right, you can see their comments. And for the first time, I implemented similar physics model. So thanks a lot for the attention. That's it. And on the link, you can go to the game page. By QR code. Any
Thank
question?
you. Questions, please.
Marco, your project seems to me a very good one from my first sight. And my question is, what age niche is this game designed for? I mean, age niche of people.
Yes.
Upper or lower limits.
So I think it can be most beneficial for the really young people, like children, because they first of all love games, and like, you know, when you are on Earth, you can't observe like that. Like on Earth, you have gravity that pulls you to the planet itself. but you can see that pooling works like trajectories, so they might not know that you can fly around things in space.
Very good project and very good answer. Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Any more questions?
I also, yeah, I have a
Go,
question. Can you open slide when you where you compare your game with Angry Birds and Osmos?
Yeah. Here.
Isn't Osmos have levels with gravity? As far as I remember, it have levels with gravity and even gravity that dependent on changing mass.
So yeah, I actually bought for this reason Osmos, so maybe I was quite incorrect. Yeah, there are levels like where you fly around so maybe yeah.
Yeah, when you're
Indeed.
orbiting a bigger object and when you get your mass, the other objects start to orbit you. Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
this.
sorry for not correct if I said that.
And it's mostly fine. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you too.
Any questions?
more? Yeah.
Okay, it was good job. Now, please, memory training. You are ready?
Дякую.
Yes. Yes. 1 second, please. Can you see my camera?
Yeah.
Hello, I am Oleg Mirenko, and I am one of the developers of memory training. Memory training is a project to train your memory and basic mathematical skills. The developers are Mirenko Oleg and Ilya Petrov. In the future, when the amount of information is constantly increasing, the remembering skills is very important. So this app is training your memory and memory skills. Also, brain exercise.
Sorry. Ви демонструєте зараз екран чи
Зараз
презентацію?
секунду. Так, зараз секунду.
We see your presentation.
Видно, так? Зараз секунду.
Now we don't see your presentation.
Now we see nothing.
Ilya, Oleg. You listen me? Илья, Олег, you listen me? Ребята, ви мене чуєте? Хлопці. Так, щось у них ви можете зараз презентувати, чи у вас якісь проблеми?
I'm sorry. I had some troubles. Can I continue, please? One second. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, we see your screen, we see your presentation.
Okay, so I'm one of the developers of memory training. Memory training is a project to train your memory and basic mathematical skills. The developers are Oleg Mirenko and Petrov Ilya.
In the future, when the amount of information is constantly expanding, remembering skills is very important. So our program is teaching you how to properly remember information. Also, brain exercises are significantly reduces risk of Alzheimer illness. So it's useful not only for teenagers but for people of any age. The tasks we have solved during development of this program are understanding the problems with remembering information, creating exercises to properly remember information, creating interface which will be understandable for everyone, and serving users and improving program with their reviews. So our program has some analogs, but our program has some significant advantages. So first of all, our program has adaptive difficulty, so difficulty is smoothly increasing or decreasing to fit users' level. Also, our program doesn't have any advertisements, so nothing is interfere your training. And our program doesn't need any internet access to train. But also our program has some disadvantages. Among them are not very big amount of exercises, but we are constantly developing our app and improving it, so that will be fixed in future. Also, a disadvantage is we don't have any competition mode, so but it's still in development. Okay, let me show our app. Here's the title menu. There's a settings menu where you can select language and difficulty. Next, there's a statistics menu where you can see win rate, right answers, wrong answers, and a profile to collect information for forming future statistics. Okay, let's start the game. The first is a exercise to remember pattern of tiles, and we have a button that is explaining what we need to do in this exercise. Remember tile seconds. After pressing solve button, you need to recover seconds by pressing on tiles. Okay, let's try. Start solving, and we are recovering the sequence. That was right. Next, we need to remember this tile, and after some time, we need to choose it from list. Okay, let's wait. We choose it, and that was the right answer. Next is a word sequence. We remembering sequence of these given words, and after pressing button, we need to recover it. Let's do that. And that was not the right answer. So next exercise is a chessboard. We remembered moves of this pawn, and we are moving it. Yes, that was correct. Next is remembering tile count of every color we can see there. So remembering, and there are 5. Yeah, that was right. And finally, there's given 2 numbers, but in hard mode there's more numbers because it's easy mode. We are remembering it and entering sum of these numbers. Yes, that was right. Let me show the difficulty. We can set hard, and for example, this exercise with tiles, we have more time to wait. That is harder to user, and it's harder level. In conclusion, I can say that the lifelong education is becoming more popular, not only in the world but in Ukraine also. So memory training based on this principle and allows people of every age to train with understandable interface. So memory training is not only a common app, but is a strong tool to improve your memory and invest for your health and your future. Download our app and your memory will be better. Thank you for attention. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have
Thank
one.
you.
How does your app adapt to a user?
Adapt. So when user answers wrong, system is slightly reduces difficulty, and when answers correctly, it slightly increases difficulty. So it adapts to user comfort level.
So did I get it right that difficulty is basically the time frame between between the moment your app shows the task and the moment it asks you to provide an answer?
Not really. It depends on the exercise, because some exercise have bigger fields. For example, remembering tile pattern is creating bigger on the hard level, and it's harder to remember it.
Okay, great. And did you conduct any research on the topic to determine whether your app actually works?
Yes, we have some statistics about our program efficiency, and we're improving it with user reviews and the statistics that we collect. So we are constantly improving.
Okay, let's assume I decided to try your app out, and after how much time should I expect to feel this memory improvement that you promised me?
Depends on your difficulty, on your free time, and on your interest on increasing your memory. But I think months of training you will see your results of better memory.
Okay, great. So you tested it, like this concept of like 1 month, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes and a hard level. And you measured the before and after, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you saw a significant improvement in memory.
Not very significant, but it's increasing. The more time you spend, the better result you get.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any more questions?
I have a remark that levels in your app lack explanation, because during the level, the game does not explain what the user have to do. For example, in level where you have to enter the sum of the numbers, your game asks just for number, and there is no statement that you need to enter sum.
Yeah, as I explained before in first exercise, there's a button that explains what you need to do, and also when user first starts program, first on his computer, our app explains how to solve some exercises, but I'm launching this program not first time, so this not appeared on my PC.
So this is intentional, that level doesn't have explanation within them.
It has an explanation, but I'm launching not first time, because, so it doesn't have now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for question.
Any more
Any more
questions?
questions?
Так,
Looks like no
шановні
more
учасники, шановні судді, Олег, гарна робота, до речі. Ні, дійсно, дивіться, зараз нам треба перезапустити вебінар, це значить всі виходимо на хвилину, а потім заходимо. Всі почули мене, і судді, і учасники.
Ну,
Раз на
фактично,
3
я
години
зараз
маємо-
вебінар завершую, і відповідно всі, скажімо так, примусово з
І
нього
потім,
вийдуть, і
через
буквально через
хвилину він знову
хвилину
з'явиться.
заходять. Так, так.
Да.